Hey y'all, my name is Jasmine and welcome to my YouTube channel. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Whew, y'all, I have been wanting to do this for a long time. Let's just say that, a very long time. Um, but today I want to talk about self-care. I know this has been a thing all over social media. Um, but I feel like the way self care is being described is just being described as get your hair done, get your nails done, go buy some clothes, um, go have a drink, things like that. And those things are okay. But me personally, I feel like self care, it needs to start within. Um, you need to make sure your mental is taken care of. You need to make sure your physical is taken care of and emotionally. Um, that is the number one step to self care. I wanted to do this video because I wanted to focus more on self care for moms. I am a mother, and I realized the difference in my self care routine between when I was, when I wasn't a mother, um, and versus the self care after I had my daughter, and then my self care routine now. So it took some time, and we're gonna dive into this a little bit. So I want to start off with working mom. So to be honest, y'all, I have been taught self care for like I knew about self care, but I didn't realize the importance of it until I got into my major of social work, and especially when I became a mother. When I started back working, after I had my daughter, y'all, that is so hard to balance. And if you're a mom, you know. Um, it will come to the point where I will come home, I will be exhausted, I'll be irritated from work, and all I want to do is go to sleep. And here's my toddler daughter now at this time, wanting to play and things like that. So I would just bite the bullet and play with her, and because she's a toddler. You haven't seen your mom all day. You want to play and talk with your mom. And then, of course, talk with my husband and things like that. So I'm come home, I'm already interacting with them. By the time it's time for me to go to bed, I really didn't get that downtime. I'm just going straight to sleep, and I'm getting back up and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I I noticed when I started to get really anxious. Um Sorry, I got cut off, but I started to realize, okay, Jasmine, what is going on? I'm literally having talks with myself because this is not you. You're getting irritated really easily. Your mood is up and down, um, and you're just always tired and not having the energy to do anything. So I really had to sit down and evaluate everything. I was pouring all my energy into work. I'm staying over late at work to try to get things done because they're constantly changing things and updating things, and things have to be done by this time, and sometimes at the last minute. And so when I get home, I am exhausted. So I only have a certain amount of energy left to give, and I give that to my daughter and husband, but it's not the amount that I felt like I should be giving them. And that's not fair to them, that's not fair to me. So I had to be like, okay, this is it. Something's got to change. So I basically started writing down things that makes me anxious, what I need to do to change these habits. And so I'm gonna give y'all some tips that I did, um, and currently doing um, as a working mom. So what I've started back doing, because I'm gonna be honest, um, I felt like I wasn't spending enough time with God as I should. So that was my number one thing. I started back praying. I started to get back in my word and just putting more time into God. Basically, the first thing I did was start to build a stronger relationship with God. And then another thing I started to do was, so I would wake my daughter up between 6 and 6:30. So what I would do, at first I would start off about 15 minutes, then I moved to 30 minutes, and then now it's up to like an hour. So I will wake up early just so I can get my alone time. Or I will stay up a little later, wait till she go to sleep, and then I'll take 30 minutes to myself just to decompress from the day, and then I'll wake up early to start my day, read my Bible, write in my journal. And that also gives me time to plan my day out and just get myself together for the day. So those are some things that I started to do as a working mom. Also, too, y'all, when y'all get in that car from work, don't go jumping on the phone, because depending on who you talking to and what y'all talking about, that's just gonna drain more energy from you. And what I started doing, I would just play music, something that uplifts me, or something that'll have me like upbeat, something that make you feel good. That's your time. Take that time driving from work to home. Take that as some me time too. Or you can ride in silence. You can ride in silence, and that'll also help you decompress from the workday. And those are some things I started doing. And it honestly helps. It helps a lot. One of the big things I started doing too, this should probably be a second tip. If not second, it will be the third. And listen to podcasts. Y'all, I love podcasts, but not the ones with the drama or degrading women and men. Find podcasts that is similar to what you want to do. Find a podcast that aligns with the person you are becoming. If it's not positive, I don't listen to it. I don't listen to it. I don't watch it. I can't even tell y'all the last time I watched a reality TV show. I don't. I don't watch it anymore. And that was way before I started to realize that I wasn't pouring into myself like I should. I don't know. I used to watch it faithfully, but the more I started to watch, I was just like, I'm not into this, and it doesn't align with me, and that's okay. It's nothing against them, because I still like the Real Housewives. I still love it. That's just not what I want to do. But anyway, y'all, I'm off topic. So yeah, definitely find y'all some motivational podcasts to listen to, and that also can help with self-care as well. What was I going to say? And so if you want me to list the podcasts that I listen to, I can link those in the description box, or I'll post them at the end of the video. Another big thing as a working mom, do not take your lunch break in your office. Now, y'all, this one was the one I learned quick. I stopped taking my lunch break in my office. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I realized early on that just because you're in your office taking a lunch break, don't mean nobody's gonna knock at your door. You can have a sign on your door. I had my in session sign in, like I have a client, and people still, Jasmine, are you in there? Are you serious? So yeah, no. I started to either sit in my car. If I packed my lunch, I would sit in my car and eat my lunch, or I would leave my job and go get something to eat. Because sitting in your office, 9 times out of 10, an email gonna pop and you gonna hear that ding, and you gonna be trying to type away and read the email. At least I would. But your lunch break is your time. Your lunch break is your time. Don't sit in that office, because somebody's gonna come ask you to do something, or you're gonna see something pop up on the computer, and then you're gonna read it, and then boom, now you really not on your lunch break anymore. You working and eating. Sit in your car or go somewhere to eat. That's your 30 minutes, your hour, or however long you have a lunch break to decompress from the first half of the day. Another thing, mental health days. Take the PTO, what a lot of us like to call it, prepare the others. Y'all, take those days. Take them. Take them, take them, take them. And also, I know a lot of people use their PTOs for vacation, which that, yes, go on vacation. And I know a lot of us use them to get our hair done. Well, I know I do. Also, take one to do nothing. And when I say nothing, nothing. Don't go home and get on your computer to do work. Don't go get your hair done. Don't go get your nails done. Don't go get a pedicure. Go home and do nothing. What people fail to realize when it comes to self-care is you need to rest. Now, I'm not just speaking to the working moms. At this point, I'm speaking to every mom. Rest, 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 rest. And this is something that I struggled with. I will go to the point I will feel anxious. I will be overwhelmed. My body will start to feel weak because I'm so, well, I used to be, I have to get this done. If this is not perfect, I have to keep doing it until it's perfect. And that's another topic for another day. But I had to realize everything is not going to be perfect. And I needed to rest. You need to rest. That's more important than the self-care of going to get your hair done and your nails done. Of the different types of self-care, that is at the top of the list. And I hate that social media only shows the material things like the hair, the nails, the pedicures, go buy yourself something. And to be honest, to me, that's more of maintenance versus self-care. Moms, you need to rest. You need to rest. If you can, take that day from work, take a day from work, come home, do nothing. Get you something to eat, sit around, watch TV. Don't get up and try to do anything around the house. Don't go run errands. Go home and rest. We as moms, we do not take time to rest. We don't. And that's something that I am learning. And when I tell you I have improved on, because baby, I'm going to take my rest. I am going to take my rest. But y'all, stress is real, and stress leads to heart attacks and cardiac arrest. You have to rest. You have to. So yeah, that's my spill on that. So I think that's all I have for the working moms. But at the end of the video, I will review all the tips and I'll even add more tips. But now I want to go to stay-at-home moms. I have been a stay-at-home mom, and listen, it is not easy. I stayed with my daughter until she was about 13 months at home. Y'all, being a stay-at-home mom is not easy. And that stage of my life was probably the most challenging as a mom, because I was so used to just being able to go. I didn't have to really plan out my day. If I wanted to go get a drink, if I want to go to the bar, if I just wanted to go run errands, I just grab my purse and go. But when you have a child, you literally have to plan. You got to make sure it's enough diapers in the bag, diapers or pull-ups, depending on what age range your child is. Diapers or pull-ups, wipes. Make sure you have the little diaper bags to prevent the car from smelling, just to throw the dirty diaper in there. Diaper cream if you may need it. Make sure you have enough milk, extra bottles, extra clothes. Like, just all the things. And I had to get used to that because I like to do things. I'm not really a homebody. Now I'm more like, I'll stay at home. But then I was still in that, oh, I gotta go phase. I gotta go. But I still like doing things now too. But I think I slowed down as I got older. But anyway, um, y'all, it was hard because I'm still getting used to being a mom. Um, just, and it's like, you, I'm trying to get my thoughts together, y'all. Sorry. But yes, as a stay at home mom, you really don't get time to yourself unless your baby goes down for a nap or when your um, husband, boyfriend, or your partner comes home. Um, and even then, when your baby naps, as a mom, we don't think about just sitting down and resting. We're trying to do everything around the house that needs to be done. And especially if it's around that newborn and infant stage, you know those kids not gonna stay asleep at home. So you trying to watch and try to cook and fix you something to eat as quick as possible before that baby wakes up. And then after that, you have to wait until your significant other gets home. But then you don't want to hurry up and throw the baby on them either, because there's no telling how their work day went at work. So me personally, I never just threw my child off to him. I let him decompress first, and then he would get Kenzie. Sometimes my husband would come home and just grab Kenzie. So most of all the time, I'm lying. He would just grab her all the time, because he knew I needed that break. So let's get into these self-care tips for a stay-at-home mom. And I will say a lot of these tips you can use whether you're a working mom, stay-at-home mom, or a single mom. But I know our lives are different depending on what type of mom you are. So I try to give tips based on the type of mom that you are. So, stay-at-home mom. If your child is on the schedule, if your child's not on the schedule, all these should work. Number one, and this is going to be the difficult one. If you're a stay-at-home mom with a newborn or an infant, but more of like the 3 to 4 month range, 9 times out of 10, your child is probably going to take 2 or 3 naps a day. So the first nap, I would probably try to do some things around the house, of course, because it's going to be hard to try to just rest in that stage, because when they take naps, we want to get stuff done around the house. So I would use one of their nap times as a time for you to just rest. The first nap, do close. Second nap, rest. The third nap, do whatever else you need to do. Or you can save the third nap for you to rest. Another thing, and it's the same thing I said for the working moms, is use that me time, that self-care time, when they go to sleep at night. Or if you know what time they wake up, get up before them, and use that time to yourself. Another thing I would do, and I know everybody don't have a village, whether you have a partner or not, but see if your mom, aunt, cousins, whoever, will come over and just watch the baby. That way you can have time to yourself just to rest. Use that time to rest, girl. Because stay-at-home mom is no joke. I know. Woo, child. But use that time. Then also to your partner. Say, hey, I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. Whatever you have going on, can you take him or her for about 15, 20, 30 minutes, however much time you need to reset and decompress and things of that nature. Being a stay-at-home mom, it can be difficult. You can still listen to motivational podcasts as well. Journal, girl. Let me tell you something. I love my good old journal. I love my journal. I journal about my day. If I don't do it every day, I do it every other day. Also, too, during those nap times, you can meditate. Use that time to get into your word if that's your belief. Yoga, you can do all those things at home. And if your child is old enough, if you're able to put that child in a stroller and y'all go for a walk, 9 times out of 10, depending on how young they are, they'll probably fall asleep. And so when you get home, that'll give you time to do things as well. Um, so those are just a few tips I have for uh, the stay-at-home moms. Now I want to go into the single moms, and then again towards the end, I'll give tips for all the moms because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Single moms, I have to say, like, literally, hats off to you. Do that by yourself and make sure your kids have everything they need. Like, all moms are amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's a lot for them because they're doing it on their own, also while working, also going to school. They don't have that partner at home to help them. And then some of them have a village to help, and then some of them don't. But even then, we know as moms how much work we do, but to do it alone, they do it alone, but they still get it. They make sure their kids have everything they need. They doing everything they need to do as a mom, regardless if they don't have their partner there now. They make sure to still get it done, and I love that. And even though I haven't been a single mom, I have single mom friends, and I love them. And just watching them do the things they do. They don't, just because they're a single mom, that doesn't stop. They still go. They have their own businesses. And even when I got pregnant after having kids, I was asking them for advice. I did ask them about tips because I'm not a single mom, so I wanted to hear their perspective. And one of my friends stated that a lot of the times she gets her self-care in when her son is at school, which I think is major and a big tip. You utilize that time when they're at school, and I think that's a very good tip. So single moms, if you can, use the time they're at school to get your self-care in. Now, I know it may be a little difficult when you're a single mom and then you're working too. And that's where I go back to what I stated towards the beginning of the video about taking that PTO. Take that PTO if you can, girl, and use that day to do everything you need to do and rest. Make sure you rest. Y'all probably gonna hear me say this 15, 11 times in the video. Rest. That's my main reason for talking about self-care, is to rest. Another thing, use your village. And this is regarding all moms. Use your village. You want to do something, ask somebody to babysit. Now, this is the one I struggled with because I wanted my daughter with me 24/7, and I didn't want nobody else with her. And it wasn't a selfish thing. It's just, I'm a new mom. That's my first child, and I just want her to myself. But I was still so attached. It took me, Kenzie was like months before I was like, okay, you can babysit her. But now I'm like, there you go, girl. Y'all have fun. But no, definitely use your village. Use your village. Now I'm not really going in sections regarding moms. Now I'm just gonna just talk about self-care in general regarding every mom. Oh, I forgot to mention a tip that my friend told me when I was stating things regarding single moms. She stated that she just tried to get her self-care in when she can. And you know what? That's better than not trying to do it at all. She's fitting it in when she can because she knows how important that is. As moms, we do so much. We wear so many hats. We're a mom, we're a wife, girlfriend, working mom, stay-at-home mom, single mom. We sometimes we have to be nurses. Gosh, y'all, we do so much, but we have to take care of ourselves. And I know what I'm about to say, y'all heard a million times, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I'm not just saying this to y'all, I'm saying this to myself, because this is something that I have improved on and still working on. But Jasmine back then to Jasmine now is going to get her rest. I am going to get my rest. I love rest. I love a good nap. But no, seriously, we have to take self-care more seriously, and not just on the lines of getting our hair and nails done and pedicures and buying us some purses and all the things like that. And make sure do that too. I'm not saying don't do it, but you have to take care of your mental, care of your spiritual well-being. You have to take care of your emotional well-being. You have to take care of your physical well-being. Moms, we have to take care of ourselves. We want to be here for a good time and a long time, for ourselves, for our kids, for our partners. Listen to me. The same way you make sure you have your hair done every 2 weeks or such and such time, the same way you need to be about making those doctor's appointments. The same way you make sure your nails is done, the same way you need to take time out and just rest. No running errands, don't do anything around the house, rest. The same way you make sure you have a pedicure, it's the same way you need to take care of your emotional well-being. Basically, any goals you have set or any appointments you're trying to make, you need to have that same energy with yourself. The same way we'll go hard for our kids or be in the orange suit for our kids, it's the same energy you need to put into yourself. Self-care is important. If you do not prioritize yourself, you cannot be the best version of yourself. You cannot be the best version for your child or children if you have more than one. You can't be the best version for your spouse. You can't be the best version for your partner. You can't be the best version of yourself for your friends, and you can't be the best version for yourself outside of your home if you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm saying this because this is things that I have worked on. And another thing too is you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. There were times where I would tell myself I'm going to get something for myself, and I wouldn't even buy myself anything because I would just buy something for my child. I'd be like, oh, I'll get it later. Or I'd be like, oh, I need to go get my eyes checked. Oh, well, I'll do it later. I just kept putting it off. But knowing I needed to get my eyes checked because my eyes started to get a little blurry. Those things. And so now I make sure I'm like, okay, I'm going to set this appointment and I'm going to do it by this date. And I make sure I do it by that date. Y'all, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to. You comes first. If you're not okay, your family, your kid, your children, they're going to feed off their energy. They're going to sense that you're not in a good mood. They're going to sense that you're upset. They're going to know it. And you have to be the best for you. Okay? You have to be the best for you. And I know it's hard. It's so hard because you want to do all these things. You want to get all these things done. But you have to prioritize you. You have to. We have to put ourselves first as moms, as a woman in general. You have to take care of yourself to be the best version of yourself for you, for your kids, for your partner, for your family, for your friends. And also to your mental health. And child, I will go about this all day long because the feel I'm in, I love it. You know, first time mom, you worry about every little thing, and that's what I was doing. And I would get so anxious and so overwhelmed. And I had to realize what was triggering me to be so anxious and overwhelmed. And so this is another tip for you moms as well. If you are battling something, write down what triggers you. And if you have to separate yourself from certain things and certain people, do it. As moms, I know me, for myself, I will say yes to things knowing I am exhausted. It's okay to say no. It is okay. Set those boundaries. Child, that's going to be an upcoming video too, because I got a lot to say about that. But set them. As moms, we do so much. It's okay for you to take a break. Take that break. Find out what is making you stressed out or overwhelmed. Sorry. And write down those triggers. If what you're going through is coming to a point where you feel like you've lost control, and it's a little deeper and a bigger issue than normal, I highly recommend therapy. And I'm not saying it just because I'm in the field of social work. I'm saying it because I know it works. And you don't have to worry about if you want to share certain things and getting out to other people. And I feel like sometimes you just need to talk to someone that you're not related to. So when they tell you something, you don't feel like, oh, they're just agreeing with me. No, you need somebody that's going to tell you the real deal. But I'm an advocate for therapy. Therapy works. And to be honest, some of you may agree with me, some of you may not. I feel like everyone could benefit from therapy. And this is outside of moms to everyone. No matter how happy you are or anything, everyone can benefit from therapy because you can learn something and grow and improve on things. But therapy is a good outlet if you feel like it's just something you cannot get under control yourself, or you feel like now it's taking over your life. Therapy is a big tip. So I just want to go back over the tips, and this is for all moms. And if you're not a mom, these tips are helpful as well, and they do help. I use these tips, or some of them I do use. And y'all might not like what I'm going to say, but it is enough time in the day to prioritize yourself and get that self-care. I know y'all probably like, it ain't enough time. It is. I used to be the mom say, I don't have enough time to just sit and read, or I don't have enough time to go work out. I don't have enough time to meditate. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. We do have enough time, y'all. But it's the way we have to, unfortunately, as moms, we have so much going on. We have to prioritize our time. We have to literally plan out our self-care time. And I didn't realize that until one of my therapy friends, we had a talk. And I realized it is time. And I can tell y'all what I did. I started to wake up a little bit earlier or stay up a little bit late. That's time. That's self-care. That's time to yourself. Even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes, still use that time for yourself. Okay? So yeah, it is time in the day. And what I started off doing to improve my self-care, if I couldn't do it every day, I told myself, okay, I'm going to take 2 days out to focus on my self-care. And whether that was going to the gym on 1 or 2 of those days, I started off staying up a little bit later to get my me time. But now I switched it to the morning. For me, starting off my self-care and reading my Bible, that works better for me. I feel like my day goes so much smoother when I do that. But you have to plan it out. And it sucks, but you have to plan it out. Even if you take 1 day a week, start off with 1 day a week to prioritize your self-care. Start off with 15 minutes to do your self-care. Y'all, we have to prioritize it. We have to do better. we make sure our outside look good, we need to make sure our inside is good too. Because the inside is what's going to determine how we feel. It's going to determine our mood. And it's going to determine how long we are here. Because initially, if you're mental and emotional, and if you're not doing what you need to do physically, like keeping your body in check, that's going to take a toll on you. It's going to take a toll. And I want us to do better with self-care on the inside and outside. And so we can be here for a good time and a long time. So before I end this video, I'm just going to recap some of the things you can do to prioritize your self-care. Remember, work out, whether it's at home, whether it's taking a walk outside, whether it's at the gym. You can do yoga at home or outside of the gym. Plan it into your day or your week. A journal. It can just be a random notebook. Write out your thoughts, especially if your day is not going as planned, or you're just having a really rough day. Get those feelings out. If you don't feel like talking to anybody, use that journal. I personally have a journal, and then I also have a prayer journal. And so I will add that in the video as well, so you guys can see. I'll probably add it towards the end. If you guys are interested in getting that, I can show you what that looks like. And I got that from Amazon. Motivational podcasts that are similar to what you're into, or if you're in the phase of transformation and elevation like I am, listen to those podcasts because they help a lot. I mean, a lot, because I'm in like this goal setting era as well. So silent drives with your favorite music. I just started getting into like jazz music. So I like that in my time to just sit and not do anything. And then also too, while you're cooking or washing clothes, I play a podcast, so you can do that too. Don't jump on the phone right after you leave work. Use that time to ride in silence, to decompress, or listen to music or your podcast. Another thing I started doing was reading a lot more. Find a book that interests you and read those. What else? Find a hobby, whether it's gardening, painting, pottery, sewing. Find something that interests you but also fills you up. Also too, deep breathing. If it comes to a point where you got your child or your kids, they're all doing this and you're already anxious and overwhelmed or overstimulated, you can do deep breathing. Be like, okay, I need 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. What else? Oh yeah, your mental health days, PCO, compared to others. And y'all, you can still, your hair, your nail appointments, your pedicures, things like that. Me personally, I don't like going to the salon anymore because I feel like it takes up so much time and I hate sitting for too long. So I just do press-ons. Right now I don't have any on. My nails are kind of jacked up right now, but I'm a press-on girl now. But I love getting pedicures. I love getting my hair done. But you spend so much time on getting your hair and nails done, going shopping, getting your feet done. And now don't get me wrong, I love those things and we all should do that. But if you schedule so many of those appointments on the same day, is it still really a self-care day? You're supposed to rest. You're supposed to feel like a weight is lifted off of your shoulders. You're not supposed to feel exhausted. And by the time you do all those things, you're coming home feeling exhausted from the day. You happy about your hair, you happy about your nails, you happy you got your feet done, and you happy that you went shopping. But on the inside, you are exhausted from all that running around. I know I used to be. I don't schedule all those things anymore. I may do 1 or 2, and the rest of the day, I'm sitting at home resting. So that's a tip I would give as well. So those are the tips I have so far. I feel like I'm leaving off something, but if anything else pops up after this, after I finish this video, I will just add it in the description box. As moms, I just want us to take better care of ourselves and know that, you know, you have to put yourself first. And I know there's a stigma of, oh, you leaving your kids to go on vacation. Moms deserve that too. We deserve that too. We need a break. We need breaks too. And we shouldn't be criticized for that because we do a lot of work. Okay. But anyway, I hope y'all liked my video. I hope that I gave some good tips. Um, I'm just hoping to make an impact in some way in somebody's life because I feel like that's one of my, I feel like that's a purpose of mine. Well, one of them, because I feel like we have more than one purpose. But, and I'm so excited that I finally did this video. I feel like God will not let me not do this. And I'm so glad I did it. And I'm so glad He kept pushing me because He knew I wanted to do it. I was just scared because I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. But this year, my focus is taking a leap of faith and just doing it. I know I probably already mentioned this already, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I kind of already know my next two videos, but still leave comments on topics you would like for me to discuss. So yeah, and remember, prioritize yourself. Rest, ladies, rest. Make self-care a priority. If you have to plan it out, plan it. And that concludes the video. And so y'all have a good day. Until the next video. See y'all later. Bye.